Are you exhausted? We just had the July 4th holiday. It's Alicia Soy Cow, the Empowered Woman. But I'm curious, are you exhausted? Are you over it? Are you pushing through and you're like, it's summer, I just want to go on vacation. I don't know why I'm doing here. Are you in a place of like, oh, I hate everybody and everything. And you just might be really burned out, you know? And I just did a video a couple videos back about getting to escape to Croatia. I went on the Platinum Partner trip with Tony Robbins. It was this huge group trip, part of the whole self-development course that I'm part of, a special group called the Platinum Partners, which is amazing. And I got to get away. And what I realized is that I was in crazy burnout. And overcoming burnout is a real thing. It happens to everyone. It's kind of like the visual of like when your battery gets so low, it's like the alarms are happening and then you're going to shut down. And why I want to talk about this in more detail, separate from the video I did, is that it's really important to have this conversation for women who do too much. Are you someone that does too much? Because I know I am. And I know that's one of the biggest struggles I face in the business that I'm in real estate, coaching, being a mom, and all these things and pieces. And I have probably 50 other things I want to do every day, and there's never enough hours in the day. And if you're that person that says that, this video is for you. So what exactly is burnout is the biggest thing, because I think it's different for different people. Some people really thrive on deadlines, on doing a ton of stuff and working really, really hard, and then they kind of disappear for months. I thought that was really interesting when I saw that the musician, the sensation Taylor Swift, doing all those crazy concerts. I don't know how many she did, and she toured and toured and toured and toured. And now we kind of haven't heard anything, right? She's kind of like gone silent. And she obviously loves what she does. And I think her level of burnout is going to be different than you and I may, because I'm pretty sure I would not be able to sustain that level of performance. But, you know, God has gifted her with a gift and she loves it and it feeds her soul in every way. So I think her burnout levels were different. And I use her as an example because I think what is a burnout for me may not be burnout for this person next to me, et cetera, et cetera. And you have to think about what exactly is burnout and how does it actually feel and show up in your life. And one of the things I noticed for me is that I kind of got to a place of being really resentful. Resentful in a place of not even just bitterness or pissed off. I just was resentful, and I was becoming angry and resentful towards my husband, towards my kids, towards just everything. I just had no patience for anything. Like if the coffee maker did something, I would freak out. I mean, like totally have colossal meltdowns that did not even match up to what that was. And I'm here trying to do this whole spiritual journey on top of everything else. And it was just like counterintuitive to me that I was freaking out over silly things. And I knew little things were setting me off. I was like, what is happening? And for you women out there, it's kind of like how you have PMS, right? When you're going through PMS, you're like having this out of body experience where you're like, well, who is taking over my body? What is happening? Like, what is this rage about? That's number one symptom. So if you're getting that, it's not just you in perimenopause, menopause, or going through period. It's probably a little something you need to pay attention to, like a little red flag to say something is not right here. And it's not even just physical burnout, it's emotional burnout and energy burnout. Like if you're not able to get enough rest, and some of these things are hormonal. So that's why it's so important to know, you know, if you are not working with a functional doctor, or you're not getting your labs drawn, or you're not meditating and you're not eating right and resting and drinking water, obviously you need to look at those things 100,000%. I'm not going to talk about burnout without talking about that piece, because there is a legitimate like biological piece that we need to pay attention to as humans, as women. And hormones are a big deal, guys. Hormones make the world go around for us. And so definitely don't ignore those pieces to the burnout, because I think if you are in any kind of deprivation of hormones or what you need, or just water, like I find out a lot of people are dehydrated. If you're dehydrated all day long, you're not going to be clear-headed, focused, all that stuff. That's a basic thing. So are you drinking enough water, which would be huge? Are you sleeping enough? Are you running on 2-3 hours of sleep every night? Or are you staying up all night long and then trying to get up super early to be like that achievement person, because I have to get up at a certain time and do all the things? Are you doing a workout that's actually hurting your body instead of helping your body? Some of those things you need to look at. And that's why I pointed out, are you taking the right supplements? Are you eating the right foods? Do you have food allergies you're not even aware about? There's so many physical factors. So yes, 100% take a look at those things, number one, before we go into the energy and emotional piece of it all. You know, I talk about my burnout story at that like a really long video a couple of videos ago about like where I was at in my head and the symptoms, and I was snapping at people. And I want to talk about it again because I want people to understand, like, when you're burning out and you're just like, don't want to do anything, it is not being lazy. It is not being lazy. And I referenced Danny Morrell in my last video, and I want to reference him again because he said in that space of him doing in sales, and I've been in sales my whole life, my whole business life, it seems like. And now, you know, I coach other sales agents and I'm still in doing the sales, is that there's that roller coaster is what I would say. Because you're like going up the hill, going up the hill, going up the hill. You're like, you're prospecting, you're lead genning, meaning like you're trying to get more clients, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in coaching, whatever's going on. You're like, you're doing the thing. And then all of a sudden you get stepped in, you can see down and you're like, oh my God. And you just go on this roller coaster of like, what's going on with the deal? And all these things are happening and you're like hanging on for dear life. And then as you're at the bottom, you're like, oh, thank God I'm done. Here we go again. I gotta make the donuts kind of feeling. So there's a lot of like ups and downs in sales in general, which then I think makes your adrenal glands like used to having this crazy, like freaked out all the time. It's kind of like when you watch a horror movie or on a roller coaster, like there's so many highs and lows and being freaked out. Sales kind of tends to mimic that. And we get addicted to all of that is what I think happens. It's almost like you need that craziness to feel like it's normal. And let me just tell you, that is not normal. It's okay to have a quiet day. Today I'm doing a lot of content here because I didn't have a ton of appointments. And I thought for a second, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I can just not run around with my head chopped off today and then rush back and try to do content. I'm just going to take the day to do some of the things I need to do. I filmed a podcast this morning. I had a coaching call this morning with my coach and I walked, I did journaling. I spent some time with my family. I booked some vacation things and I actually took space for myself and it felt good. I took a shower, blew my hair out, and then I was like, I think I'm ready to do some content now. And what a beautiful space to be in. And it just told me I would not have been doing that had I not gone away. I literally think I would have been putting things in my schedule on purpose because I thought I needed to do that. And that's an example of when you're burned out, you are just cramming more because you're used to that addiction of like being revved up all the time. Like that to you is normal. And so when it's not, you're like, oh my gosh. And I've even heard women say that, I feel guilty that I'm not doing anything today. And I'm thinking, why? Because a lot of days you're working 12 to 14 hours or even longer than that. Or how many weekends have you given up working? How many holidays? How many times have you been around doing voicemails and checking emails and having to send contracts or do whatever you need to do in a business? So this is a really big thing, is that it is not lazy, it's strategic. So if you have days off in any way, shape, or form, whether in the middle of the week, weekend, whatever have you, take the space for yourself. Even if you don't have anything on there, I kind of like having that clear calendar sometimes. It's a really beautiful thing to see nothing on it, right? But we're so tempted to be like, oh, that day's open, let me put something there. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. I think I want to point out too how pranic healing, going to your master code, Healer's Mastery, really showed me how important energy works in our body and what happens when we're congested with doing too much and how you do need to rest and clean and have like good energy. And burnout is real. Even there's a whole chapter in the certification I'm doing right now about burnout and making sure that you're giving yourself time when you're healing other people, that you're not healing yourself or not taking energy for yourself. There's actually a space where when you're getting energy, you're supposed to take 60% more energy in and then push out 40% energy. So you keep 20%. So actually when you get really good at it, you actually get energy from healing other people versus just depleting yourself. And I love that piece because it's another reference to how taking care of yourself should be a priority versus just it all on a side note, right? And I think important things for people is, especially women, and if you're in the personal growth journey and if you're a mother and you're going through motherhood, whatever stages of motherhood you're in or caregiving, is to recognize what are the chronic burnout signs for you. And like I said before, everybody has different capacity. Everyone is in different stages in life. What does burnout look like for you? And recognizing before you get to the burnout, you need to take a break before then. Don't wait till you get to the end and you're about to go off the rails and lose your mind before you take a break. Do it way before then. Okay. And when you're doing that and you're setting the line in the sand saying, this time is for me, do it without any guilt or shame. Be able to stand outside and say, this is my time for me and I need it for myself. To your loved ones, to your friends, to your family. Like, I don't want to do that because I need space for myself. I really want to say that in looking 3 different ways to really recover is real rest is number 1. And I mean rest like sleeping meditating, going on long walks, being with nature, not on your phone, not watching movies, like really resting without distractions, simplifying your commitments. Again, seeing that clean calendar and not saying yes to every single dinner invite, gathering, event that you don't need to be a part of. Yes, if there's things you want to do, go. But I think you need to make sure you're carving time for yourself, evenings for yourself, and also energy cleaning. I realize the days that I coach a ton and I don't cut my cords and clear my energy, I've done a test actually where I didn't clean my energy or cut my cords, and I kept going and going and going. And I'd wake up feeling so tired still, even if I had enough rest. And then I tested it on the days that I did kind of cut my cords and I needed less rest, I found, and I felt rejuvenated and excited to move on to the next day. So people do cord into you. It's a normal thing. All that means is that when you have a connection with someone, imagine like an invisible cord that you're attached to someone else. We have cords all over the place when you have relationships. It's normal. Not all cords are bad, but they're just not good to be attached all the time. And they do reattach when you're in a conversation or thinking about someone. So it's important to keep cleaning yourself before bed. And if you want to further investigate this, shoot me a DM. I'm happy to have a consult with you about energy cleaning, chronic healing, and what that all entails and how you can work on yourself even. And being burned out doesn't mean you're weak. I think there seems to be this labeling that I can do it, I'm strong, I don't need help. It's like I see these videos of people carrying all the bags in from the groceries instead of taking multiple trips. It's actually kind of comical, but it's so silly when you think about it. It means it's just time to recalibrate. It's your body telling you something is not right. I need to fix this. So if you're finding yourself in a place of needing to recalibrate because you're burned out all the time, you may need to relook at what you're doing in your life daily, who you're saying yes to all the time. Specifically, I did this thing on ChatGPT and I gave it a prompt to find out what is my next 12 months going to look like. One of the things that said it was going to derail me is me not being able to say no, and that I needed to say no more to things that I don't need to be doing so that I can focus on where I want to go. So if that's you, then really be thinking about the things you need to say no to, your overcommitments, you're over promising things that you don't really want to do, but you feel obligated. So you need to remove that label from yourself. And I think you'll see some amazing changes in your life and space open up for yourself and not having that resentment and yuckiness from the burnout that happens. So hopefully that's helpful for you. And until next time, stay empowered. And I'd love to hear your comments below and how you battle burnout. If you are burned out, what your strategies are going forward with that. Bye.